I love hippies, and a part of me would love to be one. I have tried to be one. When I go to hippie events and healing festivals, I always feel a little bit like an alien outsider observing. I am raised to be a bit of a stiff Brit, a posho, over-educated, overthinking, over-intellectualizing, and I can never quite be a hippie. Actually, I can never quite feel like I'm a part of the hippies as much as I love them, and I love the way they party, and I love to party with them. I suppose I often feel like an outsider, but I love to go to psytrance parties and to healing festivals, and these are very much at the forefront, in my opinion, of the modern hippie movement. The hippies of today tend to go to those places, and those places are better for it. In my opinion, the more hippies there are at a party, the better the party is, and the fewer hippies, the shitter the party is. The more alcohol at a party, the shitter the party is. The more LSD and magic mushrooms at a party, the better the party is. And those are the drugs of hippies. Those are the drugs which basically created hippies. If you think about it historically, there would have been an anti-Vietnam War movement in the 60s, but probably no flower power, probably no people protesting with flowers in their hair and putting flowers in the guns of the police officers and this kind of thing. I digress. I wanted to talk a little bit about one of the healing workshops that I have been to, and I've been to a lot of healing workshops over the years. Some of them pretty damn kooky and pretty far out, you could say. Some of them more impressive than others, some of them more impactful than others, and some of them more healing than others. Some of them just make for a good story. But out of all of the healing workshops that I've been to at healing festivals, in the hippie underbelly of East Oxford, and at psytrance festivals where they often have these workshops and classes too, I think the one which made the deepest impression on me was an eye-gazing meditation session. I know, it sounds like a silly thing. It sounds like a small thing, to stare into someone's eyes whilst meditating for 20 or 30 minutes, having done a shorter meditation to cultivate a sense of loving kindness before, and that's what the workshop involved. But honestly, it was mind-blowingly profound, this experience. I happened to be partnered with an absolutely beautiful woman from Sweden, and this was a Boom festival in 2018, maybe, off the top of my head. I've been a couple of times to Boom. It's very hard to get a ticket. In my opinion, it is the single best party on the planet. I haven't been to all of them. I dare say Burning Man might give it a run for its money, but Boom Festival in Europe is at the very frontier of psychedelic hippie parties, and it's a great deal of fun. But anyway, I was at this workshop, this eye-gazing workshop, and we did this loving kindness meditation. And I was paired up with this beautiful woman, not that it's particularly relevant or important, but I guess, if I'm honest, I would prefer to be partnered up with a beautiful woman than a morbidly obese, old, fat man. And we looked into one another's eyes, and in the process of that 20 minutes, I lost myself in a trance. I was really taken away by the process, I must say. It does strange things to the mind. It really puts you into a trance. But it goes much deeper than that. It allows you to really feel a sense of connection with another human being. The really interesting thing for me, philosophically, was that when you look deeply into another person's eyes, eventually you get a very powerful sense that the person looking back at you is very, very similar to you, dare I say it, fundamentally the same as you. If you look long enough into another person's eyes, eventually you will see yourself looking back. That exploration and the unity that is created through the process of eye-gazing meditation is philosophically very, very interesting. And it also quite quickly leads one towards deeper insights into the nature of one's own being, the nature of one's own subject, the nature of the perceiving subject. You kind of get a sense that the person looking back at you, whilst they may experience different thoughts and different feelings and having, quite enviously in this case, a different body to experience than oneself, actually that being who perceives the thoughts, the feelings and the body is not the thoughts, the feelings and the body, in the same way that I am not the thoughts, the feelings and the body that I experience. And by negating these objects of perception which distinguish us as so-called individuals, actually we realize that what's left, this sunyata, this empty space, this empty awareness, this nothingness in which the objects of experience manifest, must be the same. It has no distinguishing features. And so in this really real sense, there is only one being, just strangely fragmented. Nature, experiencing nature from a different point of view, sometimes in the body of a man, sometimes in the body of a woman. Not really in the body, actually. This itself is a big delusion. The mind is not in the body. An experience of a body is in the mind. Is that not so? Isn't that so right here and right now as you watch me and listen to me speak, that you are an awareness, a mind, and within that mind is an experience of a body and the thoughts and the feelings that you're having? And is it really such a big leap to suggest that there's no huge difference between the different perceiving subjects? They just perceive different things. They're exposed to different conditions, to different circumstances. And this process of eye-gazing meditation really very quickly, within the space of say half an hour, allows us to dispense with the conditional, with the circumstantial, and return to the essence, to the essential nature of the perceiving subject. And so that was the most mind-blowing workshop I have ever attended. I must have attended around 100 hippie workshops in my years of hippieing about and being a hedonistic faux middle-class hippie, drifting around psytrance festivals and going to healing festivals and workshops of all of the different approaches to healing and doing alternative healing practices. The most profoundly impactful that I ever encountered was an eye-gazing meditation workshop. I've approached, I've tried many different types of meditation, and my regular meditation practice is based on Zen Buddhism, it's mindfulness, it's Zazen, it's Shikantazo as it was called in ancient China. But I have to say that eye-gazing meditation offers something that those more individual, intra-personal meditations cannot necessarily provide, because eye-gazing meditation is a uniquely interpersonal approach to meditation. It involves our relationship to other people, and because of that, one of the main goals of spirituality is to overcome that sense of separation, to realize the oneness that you have with other people in the world. And I found that this eye-gazing meditation got me there very quickly, to that real profound sense of being unified with other sentient beings, in a way that mindfulness meditation, with all of its usefulness and benefits, I don't think can do quite so easily, if at all, because it's not really interpersonal. You go off by yourself to look inwards and find the mind. I think also there's something to these words from the Tao Te Ching, whereby Lao Tzu writes, "In accepting others, we become accepted." And the actual process of sitting with another person, looking deeply into their eyes and fully accepting them for who they are, on some level allows us to feel accepted and like we fully accept ourselves as well, presumably because that which we are accepting in the other person is something that we recognize to be essentially the same in ourselves, and so the act of accepting the true essence of that being is simultaneously the act of accepting ourselves. And I'll leave you on that note with a quote from, I think it was the Dalai Lama, who said that in harming other people, we only harm ourselves. That's a very interesting idea with huge moral implications that we can think about, and I hope you will discover to be true when you inevitably try out eye-gazing meditation. Add it to your bucket list. Do it before you die. When was, anyway, the last time you even looked into another person's eyes for more than 30 seconds, with a real sincere desire to see them for who they are and be seen for who you are? I bet it was ages ago, and after I did that workshop, it occurred to me that some of the people that I was closest to in my life, such as my parents, I don't think I can recall a single instance where I looked into their eyes deeply and really recognized the common being and common humanity that we all share and how potentially hugely beneficial that would be. I haven't dared try to recruit them into my eye-gazing meditation sessions, but I am most blessed to have a wonderful partner who I do practice eye-gazing meditation with on a regular basis. And in any case, I'm going to end this video now and simply wish you the best of luck when you try out eye-gazing meditation with your partner or with a workshop that you encounter. Have a nice day.